they don't mind that you have options. For them, it's almost like a challenge to overcome. I will be the one. I don't care how many people are into you. I will be the one you choose. I am free now. I can do whatever I want. So whatever's been limiting this person, they broke free from that. They are happy, they are free, and essentially this chapter of their life is just all about love and happiness and being with somebody they truly feel like being with, not because it's obligation, not because they have to, but because they want to. So maybe this person had some kind of contract in the past where they had to show up for another person because it was an obligation, they had to. I feel like now they are very happy that this is over, some kind of obligations they had to either another person, or maybe it could be also job, career situation, family situation. They're happy, they are free. It's almost like they passed the karmic lesson, so to say, and now they just want to be with somebody because they want to be there, because it's like, you know, because that's what their heart wants. What is up, you guys? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video, so we're going to be posting this right before the full moon, so watch this if you're Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Before we get started, as always, don't forget to give this video a big like, don't forget to subscribe, and actually, you know, I was gonna say something, and as always, sometimes I start these videos and I forget what I was gonna say. So yeah, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe. Also, your 2025 prediction that was posted already on Patreon, and I am posting tonight the first official tarot lesson there. So by the time probably you watch this, it's going to be already posted. So go subscribe to Patreon. It's just $11 a month. It's really going to help the channel. I will really appreciate it. What else? Yeah, I think this is it. Oh yeah, and there is also 20% off, 20 to 25% off flash sale only for 24 hours in my Etsy. It's not eligible for all the items, but whatever is on sale, 24 hours only one item per listing. So whoever needs something, get it today. It's 24 hours only. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's pull a card. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Bunch of cards are coming out. I actually, you know what? I'm going to take all of them. Let's see. We have here Mountain Goddess. I feel like it's somebody's name on Instagram or YouTube. Channel name could even be. It could be your brand name. Mountain Goddess, high vibration, mindfulness, power of the mind. If it's not your name, maybe it's a good one in case you have any kind of spiritual, you know, store or something like this, business you are doing. We also have here the relics of Lemuria, fragments, memory, reclaiming. The Isle of Wonders, revelation, teaching, and discovery. We also have here the Tree of Illumination, truth, revelations, and understanding. Okay. So something about revelation. Revelation is coming here twice. Okay. Truth. And then we also have here Temple of Dreams, sacred dreams, prophecies, dream journeys. Interesting cards today. All right. So how does it work over here? Let's see. I feel like there's going to be a moment where things are just going to click for you. Things are going to click. What's the missing piece? What's the missing puzzle? I feel like there's going to be a major aha moment. You will be like, yeah, I get it now. So I don't know, what is it about? It could be just an understanding of, you know, there's so often there's this gap, right? Between who we are and who we want to be, or who we are even meant to be. And what your guides are saying is pay attention to different ideas that are coming to you now. Visions for yourself, visions for your future. Also, they are saying something along the lines of, who were you before the world told you who you are? I feel like you could be very dissatisfied right now with where you are in life. No, seriously, maybe it's just for some of you, but you're very dissatisfied where you are in life. And you know how so often we understand, right, that we are where we are, obviously, hopefully, right? It's not, you know, final. There's always, you know, as long as you are here, right, on this earth, there are ways to change that. And I feel like it's been something that's been coming through for a long time for you guys. You've been not happy, but also, you know, very often, I think what creates pain is when you don't actually understand what do you need to do to change things. Like, let's just say you are single maybe, and you want to be in a happier relationship, but it's just, so often it's not happening, right? Like, no matter you attended all the classes, you screened the affirmations, you prayed, you did all these different things, and it just seems like point A to point B, this gap is not closing. You are still where you are, and you are still walking in circles. So especially if this kind of energy resonates with you, I do feel like with this Mountain Goddess card, high vibration, mindfulness, power of the mind, there is going to be this sudden, almost like, that's what they showed me, like where you're just gonna see, whether it's, just needing to maybe chill out and let things fall into place, because so often, right, we don't see things changing until we actually like arrive, so to say, at this point. But it's like, think of it, they tell me, think of it as a tree, right? When the tree grows, so much of it is happening in the darkness until the tree actually breaks through, right, the ground, until you start seeing the branches and everything. So much of the growth is happening in the unseen. So for you, what they're saying, you might have felt like you're walking in circles, you're not getting anywhere, but actually there's been a lot of things happening for you behind the scenes. Also, it's very normal, I think, to feel this way because we still have a lot of planets in your 12th house. They're about to come into your first house if you're a Scorpio rising especially. And essentially it's like, there are ways for you to get from point A to point B. Some of you, I feel like, are extremely dissatisfied with your career. You feel like you've been working and working and working, and you didn't get any further ahead. Actually, this part resonates with me, because like entire summer, all I've been doing, I was just working and working out. Like 2 things I've been doing all summer. This is so not like me. Usually, it's a very different story. But I felt, ironically, I've been working much more than I ever have, and the results were worse than I ever have. It's really depressing. But you know what? Sometimes this kind of moments, again, it's like there's the seen world and there's the unseen world. We see only 1% of what's really happening. You might think, oh, nothing is happening for me and I'm working so much, and it's like, it seems like money is not increasing, success is not increasing, but really you might be actually working up the energy, so to say, building the vessel. Kabbalistically, we talk about things like vessels, right, which is to receive some kind of blessing, to receive some kind of energy. Sometimes you do need to build an energetic opening, a vessel that can hold, right, that blessing. So sometimes you don't see, and it seems like, oh my God, I'm just working. When is everything's gonna change? What am I doing wrong? Because actually, you might be building yourself up in some way. It could also be, for some of you, that maybe you do need to change something within your strategy. And this one, I feel it could be, you're not so open to it, because I feel that maybe the industry you're in, maybe something you are doing, there are parts of the game, so to say, you're not so comfortable with. Maybe it's like, for example, me in social media. I love doing tarot. I love doing astrology. I like occult, deep psychic practices, Kabbalah, whatever. I'm even interested in some Vedic, tantric practices and so on and so forth. But I hate the YouTube part of it. I really hate the social part of it, because I feel like in order, like when it's a bit at the end of the day, and again, maybe it's my own limited belief, but I really feel like people care only about how many views you have, how much influence you have. Oh, you're popular, it means you're a good one. You don't get, your algorithm is not so good, oh, it means you suck. And at the end of the day, it's like, to actually, it's almost like you have to, it's not like you have to convince anyone, but it's like, you can say the same message in your room versus you can say the same message in a Lamborghini somewhere, I don't know, or like in a like rooftop apartment. And it does feel like, again, at least my experience was something that I've seen, people respond to things differently. It's almost like you can say the same message, and if there's 10 million views versus 100 views, absolutely same message, same person speaking, people respond so differently, because we still live in this, reality where, it's like, people don't like to hear this, but they can be easily fooled. I was actually watching Spider-Man last Sunday. It was amazing. Actually, I really liked the new Spider-Man, especially the third movie. It was pretty good. And there is this, I think in the second or in the third Spider-Man, there is this guy, right? Jake Gyllenhaal is his name, is a sexy actor, is playing, what's his name is, Mysterio. And right, like Mysterio is, you know, he pretends to be the superhero, but really it's all like an illusion show. And this Mysterio is saying something along the lines of like, people can be fooled because they want to be, or they want something to believe in, so like you can fool them easily, right? And you know, like I was thinking, like it is true to a degree, because it's, you know, as much as I've heard so many times throughout my life how people love authenticity, that's not my experience based on, you know, what I've seen. I feel like people respond to certain things, and depending on your own consciousness as well, you can exploit some of these things. And again, this is where your moral ground, right, comes in, where it's like, okay, am I gonna be still honest and tell people things how they are? Or am I gonna, you know, knowing that, let's just say, speaking with authority is one of the things that people often, you know, respond to. You can say the stupidest shit, you know, seriously, like you can say the most stupid shit. If you speak it with authority, most people will swallow it. And very few will actually question and say, hey, no, this doesn't add up. You know, this is media. That's why media is so much of illusion. Whether you talk social media, whether you talk news channels, whether you anything really that has to do with that. And essentially, the reason I'm sharing this, I feel like for some of you, you're just so fed up, maybe with the industry you're in, or maybe you are understanding, you know what the steps you need to take to be quote unquote by society measures you know, considered successful, whether you need to start showing how, look at me, I manifested my perfect husband, or look at me, I manifested this beautiful view of, I don't know, Empire State Building from my apartment in New York City or something like this. And like for you, even though maybe you manifested all these things, it just doesn't ring true. You feel like it's too much, maybe it's tacky, you don't really like to even show these things off. Actually, depending on your astrology chart, there are certain placements where showing off your wealth, even if you have wealth, is actually very bad and would hurt your Venus, Jupiter, whichever benefic you have, you know, in your chart, and certain indications. And you're just thinking like, can I continue doing things that I'm doing while being true to myself, or do I have to, you know, play the game, so to say? Do I even want to play the game? And I feel like it's heavy on your heart. Again, for you, it could be different things. You could be working in finance, you could be working in real estate, you could be, I don't know, in some kind of male-dominated industry or female-dominated industry, or industry where, you know, there's all kind of new additions in America, especially like this needs to be done this way, that needs to be done that way, you know. And there's just something that which I feel like doesn't ring true to you. And so essentially you're deciding, do I quit this industry, this job, this career path completely, because I just cannot continue being myself here? Like for me to be successful by society measures, I have to take certain steps which are not in alignment with who I am. So I can be successful, yes, it's easily, you know, if society measures success in this kind of metrics, I can achieve that. But like it will require me to essentially not be true to myself. Do I want to do this? Is this true victory for me or not? Or do I want to keep doing things my own way, but also kind of, you know, maybe sometimes deal with disrespect, maybe sometimes also feel not fulfilled because, you know, if you think about it, the game, what's a game, right? There are certain rules in the game. Sometimes you can beat the odds, you can beat the rules, but most often than not, when, especially if you ever played video games, there are different things, you know, you do in order to collect maybe, I don't know, more bonus points, cheat codes, different things, right? And the game becomes more interesting the more jewels you have, or whatever game you're playing, the more like different cool, you know, upgrades to your avatar you make. Again, depends what game you play, right? Like it becomes just more interesting to play, right? When you're on level 1 and you don't have much, you know, stuff to use when you're playing, you know, levels, right? Like there's only that much you can do. Now, when you're upgrading, so to say, your avatar in a video game, right, it becomes so interesting because now you can go and you can explore all these different worlds, and there's cool things you can do. So it's tricky, I feel like, for somebody here where you are. Again, it could be about love, right? It could be about work. Could be about community which you are a part of. And I feel like essentially what they are telling you here, stop, you know, thinking about this in such limited way. With the Temple of Dreams, remember, like, remember that part of yourself which used to dream, about things maybe other people cannot even imagine. They're saying that, like, once you return to that state where you were doing things not just because, again, society considers this one successful or that great or that not so great, but remember when you had your own crazy dreams, like dreams that maybe, again, for other people made no sense. For other people, it was wild, what you were talking about. Remember that part of yourself, which was pure creation, which was pure creativity. And I feel like what they're saying with the Isle of Wonders, revelation, teaching, and discovery, the path towards this, so to say, Lemuria, right? The path towards you creating your own heaven is going to be eliminated because, illuminated, because you were not, you were trying so hard to, I think, fit in certain paths, and you never belonged there in the first place. Like, it's not that, don't get me wrong here, right? Like, it's not that, it's like you don't belong on a path of finding true love or being successful in your career. That's not what I'm trying to say. But your path, they're saying, is different. So yes, let other people, have what they have, and maybe, maybe they deserve it, truly, it's great. But for you, there is something in your struggle right now, in everything you're experiencing in terms of pain, and maybe feeling lack even on certain level, feeling dissatisfaction, there is a blessing there. There is a blessing in the fact that you feel dissatisfied with your life circumstances right now. It's actually your greatest blessing in this moment. In the greater scheme of things, one day, maybe when you're like much, much older, you will look back and you will see this, inability maybe temporarily to get what you want as the reason for some greater blessings being unlocked. There's something happening here that I feel like you don't fully understand. It's like, it's almost like meant to create, like you wanted this much, you wanted something so little, while there was so much more available to you. So much more available to you. It's almost like you were trying and struggling, to get a little piece of cake when there was a whole factory, waiting for you. Like, I don't know, something like that. Maybe it's not the best way to explain it, but something along those lines. So essentially, let me ask advice here, because this is a specific situation. Let me ask for advice. What's the advice for a person who is resonating with this? Oh my God, look at this. Believe in yourself. So first of all, they are telling you to believe in yourself. It's hard, I know, in today's world, especially to not compare yourself to others. It's very hard. Social media, whether we like it or not, we compare ourselves. Anything, like even sometimes, okay, you're off your phone, off social media. You go to a cafe, people there, right? There is something in our culture which partially, I think, it has to do with perfectionism and self-improvement, which self-improvement is not a bad thing per se, but like it's like it happens, I definitely do that. I don't know, maybe not all people do it, but like I definitely do it. And, there are times where like I feel, I look great. Like, and there are other times when there is some kind of comparison that happens and you're like, it's like, it just happens. It's natural, it's human. We shouldn't judge ourselves for it. But I think what's important is to believe in yourself. And, let's just even say there is a gap where you are right now versus where you want to be. It's a blessing because it means there's so much more you can grow. There's different little riddles, puzzles you can unlock, you can grow, you can evolve. It's a blessing, really. Like, imagine if there was nothing, nothing you could do. That's it. This far you can go. It's boring, right? They're also saying here there's always enough. So abundance, prosperity is something that you can connect with at this time. So there is enough. And again, maybe even you see other people being successful and you just feel very much left behind. You feel like, everybody, it looks like, is just doing so much better than you. And somehow maybe you used to be ahead of other people. You used to have much more than other people around you. And somehow maybe now you feel on some level like you are behind others. Could be financially, could be because of career, whatever reasons might be. Again, it doesn't make sense to compare yourself, because I feel like you have your own journey, and I feel like right now what's the most important is that you focus with Spider Spirit on making your dreams real. What's important for you, decide. This is so like, because you can make things happen. Again, there is a blessing in everything that's happening to you right now. It's just something about changing your perspective is what I'm getting. Okay. All right, let's go into your tarot. I don't know if I want to do connection spread today, to be honest. We have Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. Let's go like this. Let's see if there's any messages for you, maybe for love, because we kind of covered career and stuff. Oh, your first card, Page of Cups. A person who is into you, they communicate with you sometimes, you know, not in the ways that you expect. So maybe there's something peculiar about your communication with this person. You know, maybe like, I'm hearing for some reason lost in translation. So maybe they're from a different country. Maybe you guys speak different languages. It doesn't have to be that way. Maybe you just have a very different communication style. It's almost like every time you get a message from them, it's like you're surprised pleasantly most of the time. But at the same time, you are sometimes looking at your phone and you're like, what the heck? Okay, let's keep going. Six of Wands. There is a person who wants to win you over. They see you as a person who, it could be, okay, so it goes two ways here. Either you are in the public eye somehow, or this person is in the public eye somehow, or one of you just could be very popular. Like, you know, this person who everybody is like, wants, you know, that talk of the town, that attractive one, that interesting one. So there's something along this line. So I feel like being with you makes this person feel like, oh, that's my catch. So something about one of you sees the other as the catch. Let's see what else. Oh, Four of Cups. But I also feel like there's something about the two of you not really. It's like if you notice something here, Page of Cups, right? There's this fish out of the cup, and here you have the reverse situation. You have a dolphin, right, holding a cup. I'm almost getting like one of you could be not fully available in some way. And now when I'm saying not fully available, I don't mean like one of you is taken or in another relationship, but that's not what I mean. I'm getting a sense of like, I feel like this person maybe doesn't understand that you are available more, or maybe this person is, okay, let me explain this. Maybe this person is available a lot more than it seems. How to phrase this? I'm hearing a message, but I don't know how to say it correctly. Essentially, it's like this person doesn't fully understand if you're 100% into them. Now, you might say, listen, I showed them a million times that I like them. What else do I need to do on earth? Again, you don't ask me. I also don't understand. You know, I sometimes do not really understand the way, you know, pretty psychic, but still don't always understand why some people just, it's like you showed multiple times to a person that, yeah, I'm into you. And then they're like, no, you didn't. Like, you didn't show me that you want me. Oh, I hope it's not one of those. Somebody literally could have something peculiar about their communication style. It's like, let me see. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, and another card, and I think Nine of Swords. Is it Nine of Swords? Yes, it is. Again, this showed up in one of your previous readings. This person is very, I don't want to say that they're intimidated by you. I don't think that's what it is. But it could be this person's own anxiety. You know, very often when we talk about other people and our relationship with them, we right away go into this whole like, oh, this person's intimidated by me. They don't think they're good enough for me. You know, it's not necessarily just about you. A person could have a pattern in everybody they communicate with or date that, you know, they just like, you know, how Scorpio you are. Sometimes you are paranoid of everyone. It's not that Thomas or Freddie or, I don't know, like Michael, I don't know, did something to you. It's like you might just feel paranoid in general about anybody of opposite sex or same sex, whichever one you are into. right? So there's something about this person with their personality, I feel it could be slightly paranoid. Now again, you have to decide for yourself if it's something you want to deal with. Ace of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune, because yes, you know, I feel like for some of you, you are thinking, okay, if we get to know each other more, or if we go past this moment in a relationship, if you already have a relationship, will things get better? I think, I'll be honest, things can get better here, because look at this, Wheel of Fortune, right? Things are changing. One good thing about this connection, one positive aspect of this relationship is that at least the way things are right now, it's not going to stay this way forever. So if, let's just say, things are right now going, you know, good one day, and then next day, you know, a person is paranoid, I don't think that things are going to stay this way forever. Maybe, very much, it could be that the more you get to know each other, the more this person will open up, right? You, Scorpio, of all signs, should know this very well, how nothing is forever, right? You know how you can be so in love with a person forever, together forever, never let you go. And then next day, you know, something might, of course, you know, something needs to occur, and you are looking back and you're like, I don't even know who this person is. I don't even know. I don't feel anything. Goodbye. I don't know you. New number, who is this, right? So you, of all signs, need to know, right, that nothing is forever. So the good news here is that, yes, things can change, and I feel like you can get to the bottom of, you know, what's your problem, so to say. Like, because this person is into you. They are. But it's almost like they are, do you really like me? They need a lot of reassurance. So I don't know who is it you're dealing with. They need a lot of reassurance. Five of Swords. You know, this person might have grown up with abusive mother, some kind of feminine energy, or they might have, I'll be honest, if it's a masculine, they might have dealt with a lot of pretty toxic feminine energies, I'll be honest. And I don't want to say they're scared of you, but they're scared, okay? The Sun card, there's something about you that reminds them of better times in their life. Page of Pentacles, the Sun with the Page of Pentacles. So they feel like in you they found the, how they say this, kindred spirit. Have you know this expression, right? Kindred spirits. So in you they found counsel. Now again, I really hope it's not one of those situations where now you're going to be their therapist. You know, for some of you maybe that's what you like. You know, for me, if you want me to be your, you know, in a relationship, your therapist, I will charge by the hour. So, you know, you decide. Because they can feel that you're a very empathetic person. Look at this, Ten of Cups, the Moon. They can feel that you feel them, okay? You could have Cancerian in your chart. They could have Cancerian, Pisces too in your chart too, besides Scorpio, of course. The Moon to the Ten of Cups. They feel that you understand this, you know, side of them, darker side maybe. And it's almost like sometimes they test you a little bit. Are you there? Are you there? Will you understand me when I do this? Will you reassure me? Do you really, you know how people sometimes in relationships say, do you really love me? Do you really love me? Show me that you love me. That kind of thing. They will have Moon and Scorpio too, by the way. King of Wands, Strength. But now, for some of you, you are like, I don't know if this is what I'm attracted to, because you had an idea about this person that they are very strong and charming, and I feel like this is their surface level, but really they're softy. They could be a very soft person. They could have cats, could have dogs, cats, but cats mainly I'm seeing here, and they're very home oriented. Now for you, I don't think you have a problem with that, but it's almost like it looks different, so to say, different from what was advertised. You know how sometimes, right? Like you have an idea about something, like if you ever do online shopping, that's a great one, the great example. You know how sometimes if you ever purchase something, you know, we don't recommend fast fashion, but whatever, you know, sometimes you do what you got to do. You purchase something from, I actually never ordered, I want to say I never ordered anything from AliExpress or those popular websites. I think I ordered something from some other online store for either Halloween or for Burning Man, and I order from Zara sometimes. And you know how sometimes, right, you see the picture shows you know, whatever it shows. And then, you know, the package arrives and you try the dress, the shirt, whatever it is on, and you're like, what is this? So something along those lines, you know. Or if, you know, if you've ever been to Paris, you know, Mona Lisa, right? The most famous, I think it is the most expensive painting in the world. Yeah, I think it's number one, if I'm not mistaken. Number one, Leonardo da Vinci, Mona Lisa. Number two, also Leonardo da Vinci, painting of Jesus. I forgot the name, actually. Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia owns it. So number three, I forgot which one, but I know that number one and number two are Leonardo da Vinci paintings. And point is, if you've ever actually seen Mona Lisa in real life, you know how tiny she is, right? Like, I remember first time I've seen Mona Lisa, I was like, oh my God, it is so small. This painting is so small compared to, you know, what I thought it was going to be. So something like that. And it is the most expensive painting, believe it or not. So, yeah, I feel like, I don't want to say that you're disappointed when it comes to this person. I think you like them. But there is something like, you know, with the Seven of Wands here, you start getting your own thoughts, essentially. Scorpio starts thinking. Like King of Pentacles, Judgment. It's maybe there is also another person you are considering too, for some of you. And I feel like with the Eight of Swords next to the Seven of Cups, it's almost, for some reason, I want to say it feels unusual for you to have a lot of options. I don't know why. I don't know. You interpret this as it resonates. It feels weird. It feels strange because I feel like maybe for a long time you were trapped in certain situation. Maybe you were in a relationship. Maybe you were in love with somebody who was unavailable and who never treated you well. Maybe for some of you were even married. Maybe for some of you were in a toxic job that drained you so much that you didn't even have time to consider dating and love. Or maybe there was some limiting belief that you had for a long time where you didn't even consider dating or relationship. And I feel like something happened here with this Eight of Swords where you liberated yourself from that state. And now with the Seven of Cups, it's almost like, wow, there's so many options. It's like, it is actually a quality of Scorpio. I've experienced this myself a few times where it's weird. Sometimes you're like, you don't see anyone, you're not attracted to anyone, and then something happens, and there's this guy you like, and there's this guy you like, and there's this other guy you like, and you know, I'm going to share this, don't tell anyone, but for me, it's really strange. But I would be single, and I'm like very single, which means like so single, there's never been a more single person than me when I'm single. And then I finally start a relationship, and out of nowhere, there's 10-15 people who suddenly fall in love with me, want to take my number, stop me at Whole Foods, you know, exes out of the woodworks come out. And it's almost like, where were you when I was single? Why, when I actually finally get into a relationship and I'm actually happy there, suddenly there's like 500 people, you know, interested in me. It is something that I wonder if it's exclusive, you know, to Scorpio only. So essentially, this is where you are. You have so many options. Part of you is happy, but another part of you is like, so what do I do with this, you know? Let's see a little more. I'm going to keep going. The Hermit with the Queen of Cups. I feel like you're deciding to part ways with somebody who is just not doing it for you. I don't know who that is. In Nine of Pentacles with the Empress, I see abundance, financial prosperity, financial security that starts going uphill for a lot of you. In a relationship in which you feel very loved, very taken care of, very taken care of, exactly. I feel like this person is really going to take care of you. Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. I feel like at this point of your life, for a lot of you, wherever you are, you could be 25, you could be 55, you could be, you know, like 35, or whatever. I don't know why, for some reason, I want to say 5 in the end of your age. 5, 35, 25. Some of you could be born on November 15, I'm seeing October 25. Could be actual date for somebody's birthday. So, but when I say also end of your age, I mean like your actual current age. There's something about number 5. Maybe some of you could be in your 50s, maybe it's again 35, 25, whatever it is with a 5. I don't know why for some reason stands out, or born on October 25, or some kind of 25 or 15. I feel like you want to be happy. Wherever you are ready to be happy. And I feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, you're like, listen, you know, maybe I'm going to try dating for a little bit, but I feel like, you know, I just don't want, you know, I don't want to come back to a place where I once was, where maybe I was in a bad relationship and I was struggling to let this go. So if right now I'm in a relationship and something is not working out, maybe I'm just gonna, you know, essentially let this go and not overthink it, you know, because I want to be happy. Let's not torture each other. Let's not, you know, promise each other so much and torture each other. And when something is not working, try to make it work. Again, there are people, all due respect, I respect those who work on their relationships, but sometimes things just don't work and you gotta let it go. It's the reality too. And I feel like this is where you are. King of Cups with Justice. There is somebody who wants to ask you to be official with them, whether marry them, get engaged, or whether just go official like boyfriend, girlfriend. We'll take this to the extended to see what this is about, because I feel like with the Full card, you are also about to make a decision. It could be that you actually will decide to, yes, let's, you know, I was not ready for this, I was not planning this, but let's do this. Why not? What the hell, right? I don't know, somebody might be saying, what the hell? For some of you, you might actually decide not to do this. So for some of you might decide to let it go. We'll see what's likely gonna occur. Who is this you are connecting with? Because this person is 100% certain that, you know what, I'm not letting you go. Let's go for it. Let's do this. Let's try. Okay, link to the extent is going to be down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. I will really appreciate it. Subscribe as well to this channel. Let's make it to 100K. And again, flash sale 24 hours only. Select items in my shop only for 24 hours available, or until sells out if it sells out before. And on Patreon, there is new content that we just added. Your 2025 predictions there as well. I love you all. See you soon. We'll talk soon. See you in the extended. Bye.